me love, make a change. Time is up. We can wait for better days, but the days won't come. Show me light, show me love. Show me light, show me love. Make a change. Time is up. We can wait for better days, but the days won't come. Show me light, show me love. This is all we got. Show me light, show me love. This is all we got. Show me love, show me love. This is all we got. Show me love, show me love.
Hey, I don't know if you guys seeing it or not. That's funny.
Show me life, show me love. Make a change, time is up. We can wait for better days, but the days won't come. Show me life, show me love. Show me light, show me love. Make a change, time is up. We can wait for better days, but the days won't come. Show me light, show me love. This is all we got. Show me light, show me love. This is all we got. Show me love, show me love. This is all we got. Show me love. Show me love. This is all we got. Show me love. This is all we got.
Okay, I don't know if you guys just saw me between the opening song got stuck for you guys, like it got stuck for me. If you did, then hi again. And I played the song again because I wasn't sure what was going on. Starting actually this morning already, I had some technical issues on the stage, just to let you all know. So, whatever will be, will be. But good morning, my beautiful people. Okay, the chat is already alive. I'm loving this. Hello, my beauty, Leonor. It seems to be buffering. Okay, thanks for letting me know. Yeah, I'm not sure what is it about. So if it does that today, my apologies in advance. It literally threw me out the stage. I had to re-sign in. I wouldn't open my camera. So we're going to do what we're going to do. This is what would Lulu do in this situation too. I'm just going to keep going because the show must go on. So that's what the show today is all about. What would Lulu do? No guest. You guys are my guests, and I'm very excited about that. It's a way for me to introduce you to my way of coaching, my way of living, my way of seeing things. If you've been here before, if you know all about it, the concept of this segment in the show, because it's not today, it's the whole show, but it's a segment in this Inspirational Beauty with Lulu-Lee show, and it is all about my beautiful friend Cary Guide. And she was my sister. She was my son's godmother, and she always told me that I need my own show where I tell people what I would do in this situation, because I always have the best advice when she asks me for it. So a couple of days before she passed away, she mentioned that to me again. Come on, Elle, when are you going to do that show? You need to do it. You need to trust yourself and do it. So that's what I'm trying to do. Trust myself and do it in her honor and in honor of me, honoring my own place of self-worth and self-love, and allowing myself to know that Yes, I can do that. I always do it. And it's really challenging too. Like today's show, I'm actually more nervous about this show than I've been on any other show. Probably not the first one. The first one I was freaking out. But in this show, because I am coaching by myself, it's difficult because when you coach, the engagement and the dynamic of the back and forth is really what helps, to kind of figure out and the solution in the situation. So it's easier when I have somebody that I'm actually talking to while I'm trying to help them. But an email and an answer from here today will be just as good. I would hope so, and at least give you some kind of value, right? So let's start with let's continue with the chat, please. If you're here, let me know that you're here, where you're from. If you're tuning from YouTube, if you're tuning from Facebook, if you're live with us today, I'm going to do a giveaway later. So later on this show, the one that we were missing from last week, not missing, Israel won. So that was sent to them. You got a few natural ingredient products. So I'm excited about that. So yeah, I'm going to remind you that you need to push those hearts. Where are those hearts? Share the broadcast with another person and show some love and click those hearts so it will pick up our algorithm and more people can see it. We're going to talk about interesting things today. We're going to talk about toxicity in relationships. We're going to talk about, resentment and how we continue life from a place of hurt, a place of feeling broken. I got my care crew right here with me to help me out and support me in this journey. All right. So let's go right to it. Medium. This is the segment. What would Lulu do? All right. So thank you, first and foremost, for writing me and sharing with me what's on your mind and what's going on with you and how you're feeling. It's important to know that you can create a safe space for someone to come to you with their issue or with, trusting you to help them resolve or share a perspective that they might be able to benefit from. That's all. That's it. My purpose in life is to help, and definitely through this show, I'm trying to build a community for us. So I'm going to read you. I will read one of the questions. So I chose two questions. They are different, but then they still align. And the root cause of the pattern of behavior in the root cause of both of them is the same. It's very similar. So I kind of chose to go that route of choosing the two of them so I can show you each of them and then align them together. In general, how Lulu do things. I'll give you a little bit of a rundown about how I see things so you can understand where my answers are coming from. So I believe that everything starts and ends with self-love. That's the root to everything. And when you have roots, something is growing, right? So when we have self-love, the tree that we're growing with its multiple branches is healthy. And there are many different kinds of branches: self-worth, confidence, intuition, self-love, in a way that comes out to see truth everywhere. So those are many different branches that come from that tree. Now, when the roots are not nourished, that's when our branches cannot really grow, right? They need good nutrients in order to grow healthy. So what do? We go back to the root. And we always go back to the root. There is this duo of words that I just said earlier called root cause. I don't know if you ever heard of it before, but it's every emotion, every situation, every pain, heartache, whatever issue has a root cause to it. In our personal work, when we work, on ourselves, this self-awareness, this thing that I'm doing here with the inspirational beauty stage, when we do self-work, we're trying to understand the root cause of our situation and of what happened to us. So when I look at things and I try to figure them out, the best way for me to find the root cause is see, where was I lacking self-love? Right? That's like the way that always leads me. Now, the way I do things, I always look within. I always look at myself. Everyone else in my life, in my reality, are just pawns in the game of my life, And when I look at myself to see why I do things in a certain way, it's not with a blame game. Of course, we try. It's part of the journey. We teach ourselves to love ourselves enough to not blame ourselves for everything or beat ourselves down about things. So when I try to find the root cause, I see, where was I lacking self-love, and what was I doing in that situation that really, wasn't bringing me the reality I would like to be in, that positive emotion and that positive energy. For example, I'm having an argument with my partner. I'm feeling annoyed. I'm feeling unseen. I'm feeling unappreciated. They don't appreciate me. I do this, I do that. I start thinking about it, and I look at them, how they did me wrong, what they did that made me feel unappreciated, right? But I don't want to feel like that. I always try to go where happy is. And I try to nourish that root of self-love. So I tell myself, okay, if I'm feeling, unappreciated, what made me feel unappreciated? He made me feel unappreciated? No. His actions? Maybe. Why would these actions be even created? Where are they coming from? Where do I don't appreciate myself? Where did I stop seeing myself and gave myself the love that I deserve? That's where I start asking myself, because everything is a mirror and those around us reflect to us who we are. That's the whole thing about the law of attraction, which is the philosophy I coach with, right? That we believe we create our own reality. So my mind and my emotions, like we spoke before, when we spoke about mindset, when we spoke about the subconscious, when we are, when we're in that place of mind body connection strong, we start manifesting. Mm-hmm. So if I think about specific things that are not aligning for me or not working for me, or I don't feel appreciated and don't feel seen, if I constantly in that mindset, I will create more situations that will affirm me of that. Because if that's what I believe, the universe will do its job and it will affirm me what I believe in. So it doesn't matter what you believe. You cannot, that's what we always say, you can't think about lack and dream for abundance. It's not going to work like that. The universe, you manifest what you are, which is your thoughts, your emotions, everything together, your actions. So if you want to manifest something different than what your reality is showing you right now, you have to step into that place that, chooses differently. And the only way to choose differently is by loving myself differently, because I'm the one that creates my reality. So my actions, my beliefs, my words, my thoughts, they're what helps me create this reality. If I want a different reality, I need to change. And a lot of times we're scared of change, right? We don't want to go out of that comfort zone. But that comfort zone is very uncomfortable. We outgrew it, yet we stay in it and we're stuck in it because we don't know how to get out of it. So this is kind of like the way I do things, and I bring my way of coaching into self-awareness of the people I sit with, the clients, the friends, the conversation at the bar or in the makeup chair. It's always what I do. So this is what I always talk about. So from this place, I'm going to answer those questions. So now you understand how I see things. So, hey sis, I've been having comments, but I was on a flow. So let's see who's here. Hello from Israel. Hello, hello, my other sis. She was here last week if you didn't see our show about herbalism, and she gave great tips about dealing with anxiety and stress um, with herbs and natural medicines. All right, so I introduced to you the segment of what would Lulu do, and the first question portrays more to like specific relationship, like a love relationship. So I will put that one on the segment of. Sorry, I cut myself off. The real in relationships. So this is where the first one is. Let me see. Here we go. Do I need my glasses? No, I'm okay. How do you face and cope with fear in relationship? Whether it's the fear of stepping out of your comfort zone in a bad relationship or the fear of stepping into the unknown of a new relationship. What am I trying to say is when you get to a point where you normalize the toxicity, and we do that, you know it's bad, but you've been here before, so you're comfortable with the devil that you know and apprehensive of breaking away into the unknown, the devil that you don't know. All right? So basically, how do we do that? How do we break away? And we were just talking about it. It was just part of the explanation that I gave is, feeling strong to get out and trust ourselves and, believe that we can and not be scared of the unknown. So first of all, thank you for your question. That was actually a question by a male. They chose to stay anonymous. Of course, I respect that. If anybody ever want to jump on the show with their question and do live chat like a guest, I'm more than happy to do that. So toxicity is not fun, right? And we, at some point in life, many of us, I can tell you from my experience, I think 98% of people I work with experience a toxic relationship at least once in their lifetime. Sometimes we're part of it and we don't even realize it's toxic until, we start seeing more red flags, or until we get out of it for a certain reason, and then we understand what that was. So how do we find the strength? So if we go back to the place of self-love, because that's the root for everything, I want to know that I am confident enough to step out and know that I'm worthy of more than what I just created to myself and what my life is looking like in this moment, right? Now, when I've been in a toxic relationship, I've been beat long enough to start believing in those things too. And so it becomes a little bit harder to get out of the toxic relationship because the toxicity becomes part of you. So the only way that you can actually bring it out of you is by breaking that belief. You have to stop believing those things about yourself, those things that have been clogged into you for so long and drilled into you for so long. So working on your self-worth is a huge part when you try to step out of a relationship and trust yourself to find a new relationship afterward that will be good enough for you. Now, again, there has to be change on our part. If I keep creating toxic relationship, it's because I'm doing something, I'm believing in something that keeps bringing that reality to me. And again, there's no blame game in here. We're just trying to figure out how we got here. So one of the best things to do when you're trying to, get out of a toxic relationship is do things for you that empower you, right? Things that you like to do, things that make you feel good about yourself. It can be, I don't know, getting dressed up and going out. It can be making yourself a great meal that you felt, uncomfortable eating thus far because whatever. It can be anything that, people go shopping sometimes, anything that makes you feel better about yourself, that empowers you and make you feel like you remember who you are. That's a great thing to do to start empowering yourself when you get out of a toxic relationship. Now, when you look for a new relationship, you have to constantly remind yourself that by not being with them, that was your first step of understanding your worth. And that's a huge step. So if you're out or trying to get out, you give yourself credit first and foremost for that, because you're seeing yourself and you're seeing differently, and you empower yourself from that. And once you step out of it, that means you didn't want to let them win. A lot of times in those kind of narcissistic toxic relationship, there's a lot of winning and losing type of conversation. So when you don't want to let them win and you get out, you remind yourself that if you're letting them control you from afar, which means, I don't know if I can get into a new relationship, I'm scared, I don't want to put myself through this, I don't believe anybody anymore, you allow their trauma and their poison to constantly run your day, run your life, run your emotional life. That's what they do. So when you allow them to keep doing that to you, you are literally staying in their relationship without being in their relationship. You know what I mean? So that's a part that is very important, that when you're trying to find the confidence, you remind yourself that when you're staying in that place and in that mindset, you're still in that relationship. So you work on your mindset. And it's everything that we've talked about in the last 8 episodes. If you want to do the positive mindset, if you meditate, if you eat right, if you work with your subconscious, if you listen to inspiration, everything that can bring you up. You want to raise the frequency. A frequency of a toxic relationship is very low. So we're trying to raise our frequency so we can empower ourselves, so we can feel worthy again. Okay? And that's kind of the first steps. I'm going to move from here, bring someone up on the stage. Although I told you guys I'm a solo today, I do have a guest, and the guest is actually an audience member, just like you. I don't like it calling audience, because for me, she's a community member, because that's what I'm trying to build here, an inspirational beauty community. So she's part of the IB community, and I keep telling you guys on the shows, I want you to join in, write me, whatever. If you do anything, if you love anything, let me know. And so she writes poetry. I know her from my Instagram, and I love poetry. I read one in my first show, I believe. And I invited her. She's going to read us a couple of poems, one after each question, that I felt from her writing, when she introduced me her writing, really kind of aligned with the questions. So I'm going to go back. Like I said, the second question aligns with the first question. So we're going to go back to talking more about that. There's going to be more tools, and I'll explain to you how I see the root cause, the behavioral root cause for both questions, and how we can heal that, or at least start healing it. But in the meantime, I'm going to bring up Miss Tamar Casper to read us a poem from our segment. Yes, Whispers of the Poetic Soul. Welcome to the stage, Tamara.
Hi, thank you, Lulu. I'm so excited to be here.
I'm excited for you to be here. Thank you for wanting to share your writing with us. This is beautiful. I'll let you read your poem, and then I'll read some messages. We have the light chat is active. So
Sure.
Go ahead and read us your first poem. Where are you joining us from? Let everybody know where you're joining from.
I'm from Canada, Toronto, more specifically, and I self-published late last year called Poetic Renderings. It's made available worldwide on Amazon. And the poem that I'm going to share with everyone is called Safe Passage, which fits in beautifully to what you've just been talking about. Safe passage. Move with the sails as the winds gently blow. There's hope when life fails and all the places you can go. Trust in the current to take you safely to the places that await you of wonders that's brand new. Adventure calls you sweetly to come and take a chance, to flee a life of burden and rather sing and dance. So when your mind is ready, set sail from the shore to a distant journey that begs your soul for more.
Yes, that begs your soul for more. I love it. You can see her Instagram right here. So if you go to her page on the link over there in her bio, you can find her poetry book. Tamara will be back with us in a minute for another
Thank
poem.
you.
Thank you, Tamara.
Thank you so much.
All right. So, I love that poem. Tell me that it wasn't fitting perfectly. Just go, safe sailing, find it. Life is waiting for you. Don't allow one trauma and one break, even if it's a fifth break and the fifth trauma. It doesn't matter. Don't allow it to keep you stuck. Don't give it the benefit of stopping you from living. It's not worth it. You deserve more. We're worth more. And the only way we can remember it is if we're nourishing our mind, our body, and our soul constantly with things that remind us of it. We all need reminders of it. Trust me, before this started, I was in the porch breathing in the sun, praying and reminding myself I'm worthy of this show and of people listening to me. And so it's constant reminder. And it's a process. All right, let me read some comments. The funny thing is that we never believe it can happen to us. And after it did, it's scary to go back on the horse. Absolutely. And I'm assuming you're speaking about that. We never believe it can happen to us, like a toxic relationship. Yep. Going back to everything you like. For me, it was simply to be happy. I love it. I felt angry all the time, and it's not me. Oh, you helped me through that toxic relationship, and I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful for you, sister. It was my honor, and I'm grateful to be here for you. Let me see what Yael is writing. So true. If you're here, please, you can share. Just even say hi. If you're on the live chat, you can be part of the giveaway at the end. So true. I'm in a new relationship now and unconsciously continue bringing my previous toxic relationship into this one. Yes, sister, I know what you mean. I'm noticing when this happens, and I'm happy about that at this stage. Yes. I'm happy for you. That's all you want to do is keep the awareness going, because the awareness will lead to the change, right? I have to be aware of it in order to change it. I can't just think, yeah, I want to change. Yeah, I want to change. People say it all the time. I say it all the time. And yet I still keep doing the same thing. That's like how we spoke about with the subconscious. We have to go through a different timeline, jump over it, because it's programmed in a certain way. So, gotta focus on being aware of ourselves before we can even start the change. So beautiful. Thanks, Tamara. Yes, indeed. Let me see. All right. So let's go to the second question. All right. So this one is from a female, a woman, and that was her question. For well over 8 years now, probably 11, I've been unable to love truly and deeply. Not just romantic partners, but my kids, my parents, my friends, the way I know I did in the past, the way I yearn to. I realized this a while ago, and I know that the love stopped flowing through me easily and fully when constant resentment started building in me towards my husband, now ex, for the verbal, emotional, and financial abuse against me. The evil manipulation was constant, and I kept believing him that I was the problem. And I started blaming myself for everything he did. I have been doing a lot of work in the past 8 years and thought I had forgiven him for the most part. I have realized now that I am still harboring so much resentment and haven't really forgiven him for what he has done and still does. A deeper realization is that I probably haven't forgiven myself and harbor resentment towards myself as well. Absolutely. How can I truly and wholeheartedly forgive myself and release this resentment? How can I take away the blame that is blocking the natural flow of love, which is the source of all good things in life? What would you do? Thank you so much for that truly, truly uh, such beautiful question and beautiful share and candid share. I really appreciate you for that. Um, First of all, it looks like you're a very aware person just by the way, you saw yourself in this situation and understood that there's probably resentment that you haven't let go that you keep for yourself. If you wouldn't have said that, that would have been probably the first thing I would have told you. Just like I said before with, feeling unappreciated. I look at myself first. Where do I not appreciate myself? So it's like that also with, in this case, resentment. I resent myself for something. I'm going through something, and it's easier for me because I'm already in that energy and in that frequency and in that type of mindset to feel the same way about everybody else. Now, because I feel it within me, I keep producing it from the outside. So the partners that I choose for myself, in your case, your ex-husband, you know, kept reaffirming you that truth that you believed, you know. And again, that's the place of ours that come from the hurt and from the trauma. That's why we should never beat ourselves up for what's going on with us in our life. We should just have compassion and grace for ourselves, first and foremost, because it's like I'm doing things from where I am right now, and this is what I know. So why do I want to beat myself up about what I know? I should encourage myself about what I know so I can keep learning. When I beat myself up about what I know, I tell myself again, I'm not good enough. I should have known more. I should have done better. How did I stay here? Why can't I stop the resentment? Why am I still not loving? The fact that that question is harboring within you, that means it's sitting there. And harboring is something that is more, I would take from your words again, because there's not a live conversation with whoever that is. I would go from, I don't like assuming, but I would say the feel of your words are that it's sitting there and it's bothering you in a place that is more negative, right? Like you said, you're even in a new relationship and you feel it's coming up, so you don't like it. And I understand. But you need to understand that if you're going to keep worrying about that, you're going to bring more of that. Now, and this is what I'm going back to from the first question and the second question that I said they're both aligned in one root cause pattern of behavior, and that's a pleaser. The pleaser will most of the time have resentment and will somehow be in a toxic relationship. The toxic relationship becomes toxic because we believe that we're in the wrong. And if we stay there, their bullying of us just makes us want to do better and be better. So we would apologize and we would try to do things different for them. And we're going to want to make sure that they're happy with us. That's why it's hard for us to trust a new relationship after a toxic relationship. And like he said, how can I, trust myself to go into the unknown because I don't know myself. So the unknown out there scares me even more. Because if I keep telling myself I should have done it differently or should have done, that means I believe about myself that I don't even know who I am. So how would I go out there? This is all very scary, right? So if I stop trying to please everybody out there and be in that kind of behavior that is worried about what they think, what they need, how they are, and I focus all of that energy and self-love on me, I'm already raising my frequency and I'm already allowing myself to become a little bit more loving, a little bit more worthy, a little bit more confident in how I am. in how I behave with people, in how I believe about myself around people. And I start to trust myself more. When it comes to resentment, when you're a pleaser, I'm excelling because it really is something that I work with so much, and it's such a heavy concept. And like, in my life, I didn't even realize I was a pleaser until like a couple of years when I got out of the relationship. I was like, damn, I was really trying to, like, I wasn't even in my truth. I was working on my truth with my personal self, right? That's what led me to not be in that relationship eventually. But while I was in the relationship, I didn't even realize that I was not in my truth in front of them. And that's kind of where, and please, if you're here in the live chat and you have more that you want to share, or if it resonates with you, just let me know that you understand me, you're vibing with me. Like I said, I'm talking to myself over here. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, just let me know if you're feeling me, if my words resonate with you. So when it comes to resentment, the pleaser plays a big role. So I want to go back to the root cause, right? Which is self-love. But I want to go back in time too and start understanding where that root started getting, less nourishment, less nutrient. When did the soil start drying out around it? It can be when I was a kid. It can be from something that I went through with my parents. It can be my friends in school were bullying me, or I didn't feel cool enough and I just wanted to do things for people to like me, and I got used to being that way, and I just realized that if I do that, they will like me and accept me, so I just kept doing that, and that's becoming a pleaser. And when you're a pleaser and people still do something for you that you don't deserve, you start doubting yourself and you start beating yourself up about it, because I thought if I do that, you're going to love me. So now even when I do that, you don't love me. So what am I worth? And that starts building resentment, and you resent them, but you resent yourself. So for you to allow the love flow to start coming up and the healing to take that next step, you really just have to do what you've been doing. See yourself, where resentment starts for you. Like you said, the love flow is hard with your kids, with family, not just the partner. Perfect. Look where resentment started there, where you were pleasing your kids, your parents, the family, not just the love partner, but him too. You want to actually, it's like go backwards to move forward, if that makes sense. So I kind of this is that's self-love is indeed the root. Yes, indeed. I love that. Thank you. I'm glad you're feeling me. I forgot, with all the technical issues, now it came to me, that I had 2 quotes for you guys. So I want to read them. And I love them. And I know I stopped in the middle of talking, but that's what I do. I still talk, so I am talking. Here is one beautiful quote I got about this subject. You are allowed to be both a masterpiece and a work in progress simultaneously. I need to hang it like on a plaque in my room and keep reminding myself, it doesn't matter how much work you do, there's always more work to do. So let that lead you in your journey too. We always think we should be somewhere else, or we should have known better, or we should not resent, or the love flow should be bigger. It's okay. You went through things. You're going through things. Keep seeing yourself. Keep doing the work. A great, great, great tool that I can recommend you for helping you in that journey is journaling. I cannot stress enough how much journaling can help. From the first part of it, that is just, writing it out. So you're taking the noise from here, because it's going to be a little bit quieter because there's less thoughts in there. You already expressed them out. So it kind of cleans it out. Emotionally, it's very cathartic. We think faster than we write. So when you start writing, you actually understand your thought process better, and you start understanding yourself better. And like I said before, self-awareness is everything. Because if I want to make a change, I first need to understand, what am I trying to change? Who am I? What is it that I'm trying to change? And we're scared of change because we want to believe we're great the way we are, but then we don't like our life the way they are. So what's the problem with understanding that I was good the way I am until this point, but I want to grow, and growing means change. So embrace it. Just like the guy in the relationship, embrace the change. Don't allow fear to paralyze you. Remind yourself that what you know and what you did thus far brought you thus far. And you want different. So go for different. And it doesn't matter what different will be. Even if it's worse, it's still growth because there was something there that you needed to learn. I cannot tell you the craziness I went through of things where I was like, oh my God, this now? Okay, but I kept reminding myself, okay, this one took me a year, this one took me 3 months. I get it, I'm talking about relationships right now because I was answering about relationship. But it's with everything, like the resentment, the situation. You see yourself through your journey and you allow yourself to understand that life is happening for you, not to you. There's no good, there's no bad. Things are just are. It's our perspective on them that makes them what they are. Somebody can be allergic to chocolate and it's the worst thing in their life and it's the bad. And somebody can be obsessed with chocolate and it's the best thing in their life and it's good. Chocolate is bad. No, chocolate is good. No, chocolate is just chocolate. And your perspective and your experience, it makes it what it is. So the toxic relationship, the resentment, the not allowing the love flow, those are just things that are there for you to see you and to help you grow and to help you change and to help you embrace yourself in bigger and better so you can move on, because that's all we want to do. We're like plants. If we don't grow, we die. There's no stagnant. There's no staying still. We always have to grow. That's where fulfillment comes from. It comes from growth. It comes from not standing in place, right? So that's kind of where we want to do. So journaling is a beautiful tool to help you. Like I said, you'll see yourself more because it's slower. So you understand yourself, you understand your train of thought. You start writing things that you didn't even think about, right? It's going to come naturally. You're just going to start thinking about things. And then more than that, the best part, which is one of my favorite parts, is going back. I have journals. I literally now, like in June, went to June 2013 in my journals. That's how long I've been journaling, more even. Just to see where I was in June 2013. And let me tell you, half of the patterns I'm living now, I had back then, but I can still see the progress. So I can choose to listen to myself now in June 2025 and be like, damn, even since then already I had that. Can I just let it go already? Can I grow? Or I can tell myself, wow, I always had it since then. And look at where I was there and where I am now. Who cares how long it takes? The journey is the journey. We're here for it anyway. Let it run. Let it be. Just enjoy it and run with it. And, it is what it will be. Let me read some more comments in here. Tal says, I have a toxic environment at my workplace. It was very bad, and I had to work hard to drop myself from the situation. Good for you. I'm happy you saw it and you did it. Even years after, I still have to watch over and make sure not to be in touch with that part. Oh, wow. But maybe instead of watching to not be in that part, embrace that part when it comes up. Because if it comes up, it means there's more healing to do. So don't stress on it and don't let it scare you. And don't be like, that I'm definitely not going there. Like, yes, I'm not relating myself to those environments, and I understand what you mean in that. But at the same time, don't let fear lead your train of thought when it comes to that subject. Like, oh my God, like I'm never going there. It was the worst. No. It's like, that wasn't for me. That was feeding a need of mine that I'm grateful to say I'm working on regularly, and I'm healing it regularly, so it's not dominant in here anymore to create that kind of environment for me. And I have the proof to see it because I don't work in that kind of environment anymore. And that's how you see you're doing the work, because the universe will start sending you things that will make you understand you've changed. Look, you're manifesting something different right now. those thoughts, the things that you wish for and you dreamed about and you visualize, they're starting to happen because you're making the change, you're doing the work, you're not beating yourself up, and you're allowing yourself that self-love, that root to be nourished. So every branch can keep growing stronger, further, taller. Let's see. I became a pleaser because of my childhood trauma. I wanted to make my mom happy because she went through so much, but it stayed with me so many years. Wait, I have the whole thing in here. It's just very small and I don't have my glasses. Where are my glasses? She went, but it stayed with me through so many years towards everybody. But thank God I realized it and started changing it. Beautiful. I'm happy for you. We have to. And that's the beauty of it. We just got to see it. Just see it and don't be afraid to see yourself. Do not be afraid to see yourself. Embrace yourself for your journey. Embrace yourself for who you are. You know, resentment is connected so deeply to pleasing. Stop resenting him, girl. He ain't worth it. He did what he did. You just, like I said before, you letting him win over and over again by giving him the power over your energy, over your state of being, over your state of mind. Because that, like you said, it affects everything. So it start with that resentment for yourself. Let go. It doesn't matter what you try to please and who you please. Just understand that this is what you did. This is who you were from the place that you were. Just like Hila just said in the comment, she understood that it came from her childhood trauma, understanding to help. She saw it. She's moving from it. And that's another thing too. We're not throwing things on the past, right? I'm this way because this and this happened to me. I don't care. We don't care. We're not looking for reasons to, things to throw our problem on and hands up, like victim mentality. We don't do victim, we do growth. We owning our shit. We're holding ourselves accountable because we want to grow. If this is what we want, if we claim we want a better life, a better reality, manifesting the things that we want, then we got to do the work. There's no way around it. You just got to do the work. And the work is looking at yourself, and the work is allowing yourself to say to yourself, I give this guy, we'll be kind with our language here, enough. And same thing with the guy. I gave this girl enough to allow her to control my truth. And I know it's hard, but it doesn't matter. And don't tell yourself constantly that it's hard. That's another thing from how you wrote it, like it's harboring, it's here, I can't let go. Stop that conversation. Words have power. Keep telling yourself, oh my God, I'm doing so good in my healing journey with this. I'm doing so good in my releasing of it, because emotionally you're going to feel better about it. So when it comes, you're going to see it. There'll be times you're going to laugh. Oh my God, here we go. He's trying to pull me to his craziness again, but I'm not going to let him. He ain't winning this time. And the more you're going to be in that space, the easier it will be yourself to actually not resent him. And if you don't resent him, it's because you don't resent you. So you understand that the work you're doing on you is already helping you. And you just keep doing that. The mind that creates the problem cannot be the same mind that creates the solution. I say it all the time. So let go of the idea of what is wrong and what is, and live and be in what you want it to be, as if it is right now. It's your birthright to feel worthy, to know that you are the one, that you're a chosen one, that you're beautiful, that you deserve everything that you get, that you don't need to do something for it in order to get it. It doesn't work like that, I want to read you the other quote I had. I told you I had 2 quotes today. So the second quote is mine, actually. I wrote it in November of 2015. That's almost 10 years ago. And this is what I mean when I talk about journey. Love cannot be the condition for the change. It should be the starting point for the change. I'm not going to change so I can love myself. I love myself, and therefore I'm going to make the change. That's part of my personal journaling. When I tell you I don't preach, I talk. This is a community. When I coach, is a conversation from eye to eye and soul to soul level, because I know it, because I've been through it. I lived it regularly. So don't try to change so you can love yourself. Don't be like, well, if I let go of this, I'll be so much happier with myself. If I'll be in a happier relationship, no. You are perfect the way you are. How you were in that toxic relationship was still perfect. How you were in that marriage was still perfect, because that's who you were in that moment. And you always lead yourself to the next moment and the next moment. And you can only do it with self love. And you can only do it by telling yourself that it's okay to love yourself wholeheartedly, no matter what. And from that place, the change will come. I'm going to bring Tamara again up here with her second poem today. Let me see. Hey, lady.
Hi.
Okay, so you got another one for us. I know.
So this is one of my all-time favorite poems, in fact, that you've chosen for me to read, called Forgiveness. Okay. Forgive your inner dragons that rage inside your soul, fire-breathing entities that lose their self-control. Forgive your fellow friend for whom they really are. We try our best, but in the end, we're far from a perfect star. Forgive the world for falling when it should have stood so tall. Even the tallest of buildings will one day eventually fall. Forgive yourself for failing, for at least you often tried. Ease up on all your outcomes and all those times you cried. Forgive the times you buckled. Your strength will follow through, carrying you to completeness and a whole new, wonderful you. And you can find that in poetic renderings available on Amazon worldwide. Thank you so much, Lulu.
Of course, literally moved me to tears. Oh, I hear myself double. I don't know why, but this is Tamara's Instagram again. You can find her and find the link in her bio for her poetry book. Yeah, I was literally in tears. You talking. That's why when I saw it, when I told you to send me a few, and that one, it just resonated with me so deeply. So thank you, beautiful. I appreciate you being here.
Thank you so much.
All right. Have a good rest of your day.
You too.
Forgiveness, it really is the key for everything. Let me read a little bit, few more. Let me see what I have in here. I love this quote. Oh, thank you, my quote. Thank you, me too. All right, it's time for my giveaway. If you are not, do I have anything not from the US in here? Yes. Well, Hila, I know you're in Israel, but everybody else is in the US. So we're going to do a little raffle because Israel was the last one. I want to make sure the US is winning something today. All right, sorry, I gotta like always. There's a whole lot of buttons going on over here. All right, let's see who wins our giveaway today. Hila Herbal Cosmetics Israel? Is that what it says? No, Hila, you cannot win it. I'm going to try one more time. And then, actually, you know what? We don't have so much time to do that, but I'm going to give you guys 1 minute. Everybody in the chat, hashtag USA. And that way I can ruffle it by the hashtag. So if you're still here, do that. If not, we'll figure something out. Love all of this. Thank you, beautiful. Thank you, my sister. The poems were incredible. I hope the conversation gave you value. Journal, meditate, do things that empower you, help yourself, help those roots to grow and be nourished, so your tree and your branches of self-confidence and truth and authenticity and intuition and all the amazing things that lead you in life into your beautiful, bright, I wouldn't say future because it's always the present moment, so until your beautiful, bright next present moment. Just gotta do the work. Don't be scared of the work and let go of resentment. Let go of being a pleaser. You are worthy. You don't need to do anything to be loved. Just be you. You are lovable just the way you are. You are worthy of it. It's just a beautiful thing to know who we are and believe ourselves in that. All right, let me try again the raffle before we say bye. If nothing is coming up, we're going to move this to social media. Leonor! All right, Leonor won this. Beautiful. Leonor, you can send me an email to chat with Lulu-Lee. And no, not that. I'm still on the other one. Where am I? Here I go. Chat with Lulu-Lee at gmail.com. Listen, guys, it's been a great show. I hope you enjoy it. Find me on social media. If you're not part of the YouTube community, please subscribe to my channel. I post different things of inspiration there. I would love to see you there. That's a great way for you to be part of the live. Click that bell so you can be notified every time there's a live. All the previous shows are still there so you can catch them there. I really hope you enjoyed this conversation. I really hope I helped the two of you that sent me those questions. Again, thank you so much. I'm so grateful for for that beautiful share that you guys decided to share. Love you, sis. You are such an inspiration always. Oh, thank you, my love. I appreciate you. So yeah, Eli says it's all good. Yes, about her win or her loss. I love you guys. Thanks for being here. I always appreciate you. I tell you that all the time. Time is the one commodity that you can never get back. So the fact that you gave it to me, I appreciate you so much. Leonor, this is all coming your way, girl. A sunscreen, natural sunscreen, and brightening night cream, all natural, all plant-based, and these amazing 100% natural, biodegradable makeup removers. I hope you'll enjoy everything. I know you'll enjoy everything. Trust yourself, love yourself, nurture your roots so you can grow that tree beautifully. And I'll see you on the next one. I love you guys. I really, really do. Thank you for always being here with me. I truly appreciate you for that. Many blessings.
Show me life, show me love. Make a change, time is up. We can wait for better days, but the days won't come. Show me life, show me love. Show me life, show me love. Make a change, time is up. We can wait for better days, but the days won't come. Show me life, show me love. This is all we got. Show me life, show me love. This is all we got. Show me love, show me love. This is all we got. Show me love, show me love. This is all we got. Show me love. This is all we got.